Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to our third English newsletter from the besieged Gaza Strip Palestine Weekly Review. Palestine Weekly Review is a newsletter that covers the main events that have occurred in the occupied Palestine during the last few days. This newscast is produced by Sheab Agency in association with the 16th October Media Group. It will be broadcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. Palestine time and streamed on the Great Return March and Sheab Agency page. Now, let's move to the news summary of the events that occurred during the last week. Israeli occupation police on Thursday evening murdered a Palestinian citizen and injured 4 others in Al Isawiya town north of the Jerusalem city. The Palestinian youth identified as Muhammad Abaid, 20 years old. While the residents were appealing for letting the ambulances enter Al Isawiya, Israeli police forces closed all entrances of the towns. According to the residents of Al Isawiya, Israeli police heavily and randomly opened fire at a group of Palestinian youths while they were staging a protest against the Israeli violations and daily harassment. Israeli authorities on Thursday morning demolished all the homes of the Palestinian Bedouin village of Arkib in the Negev desert for the 146th consecutive time, claiming the structures were unlicensed. Local sources say that Israeli bulldozers, escorted by police forces, stormed the village and embarked on removing all crude homes and tents. Dozens of Bedouin citizens, including children, women, and elderly, have become homeless and will suffer from the harsh weather of the desert for a while before they could have new makeshift homes again. In a similar act in the West Bank, Israeli occupation bulldozers Wednesday broke into the town of Deir Balut to the west of the occupied West Bank city of Salfit and demolished 2 Palestinian caravans and a car wash. 2 Palestinians have been injured with a rubber-coated steel bullet after the Israeli occupation forces attacked the weekly procession against the illegal annexation wall and colonized in Kafar Qadum town east of the northern West Bank city of Qalqilia. Clashes were erupted during the past few days in Al Jenin, Hebron, Qalqilia, Pilin, and Al Isawiya between Palestinian youths and Israeli soldiers. In addition, Israeli occupation forces detained nearly 80 Palestinians from different areas of the occupied West Bank during the last week in night raids to several villages and cities in the West Bank. Dozens of Palestinian citizens were injured by Israeli occupation gunfire and tear gas pumps on the 64th Friday of the Great March of Return in the Gaza Strip. According to the Ministry of Health, 50 Palestinians were injured, including 8 paramedics, 2 women, and a journalist, after the Israeli forces, as usual, heavily fired live ammunition at the peaceful protesters who were participating in the weekly demonstration, Great March of Return, along the fence that separates Gaza with Israel. Thousands of Palestinians took to the streets on Tuesday and Wednesday across the West Bank and the Gaza Strip to protest against the US-led Bahrain workshop. The protesters called for boycotting the workshop, which took place on Tuesday and Wednesday in Bahraini capital Manama, to discuss the economic aspects of the US deal of the century. Demonstrators held a variety of signs saying, "Down with the Bahrain workshop." Jennifer Lopez, one of the most popular pop and Latin music artists in the world, is going to perform in Israel. Lopez supports programs to bring health and human rights to women and children. So, many Palestinian activists are asking her to open her heart to the Palestinian people by canceling her August 1st, 2019 performance in the apartheid Israel, using the hashtag JLO.go. Israel's ambassador to the UN bizarrely calls for a Palestinian surrender, saying that, "What's wrong with Palestinian surrender? A national suicide of the Palestinians' current political and cultural ethos is precisely what is needed for peace," publishing this on an article written by him in the New York Times. Here we reach the end of our broadcast of the Palestine Weekly Review. Thank you for watching. Wait for us next Sunday. This is Ruwa, wishing you a nice day. Bye-bye.